Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Tune in, don't just come across. We do it all, y'all just for the talk. Might lose your mind when you hear these topics, no cap, think about it. Who you know going this hard, all real, always think about it. Best interviews, who is this? We don't do this, that entrepreneurship. Coming late, join the viewership. Education, relationships, businesses, view the clips. This the Midwest takeover, going overtime to invent on focus. Bringing guests in from all over, whole lot of game, we don't need a closer. Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Turn them L's to lessons, we don't do the losses. Dedication daily, ain't no other options. Booking up these slots on every show we plotting. Pull up a chair, make sure you watching. Subscribe, get them notifications popping. Pull up all the champagne, we gon' get it poppin'.
Yep, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Gotti of the Gotti's World Show Stamped Certified Edition, man. And today I have one of the dopest bands in the land. This is my first interview with them, and I believe this is their first interview, man. When I say these guys, they jam out, these are the people to get to jam out. I'm talking about my people, Eve Casino. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
How you feel, man?
Kicking it.
Hey man, look, let me tell you guys, man. When I heard the music, mind blowing. Mind blowing. You feel me? And my favorite song, like I said before we was on air and everything, Dead Man Walking. When I say that song should be in a damn WWE video game or something, or some type of game, it has to be. It has to be, and it has to be a video to it. Now, I know I'm jumping off the cliff with it, but tell me why it's not a video already to it. Tell me, somebody.
We didn't have enough money. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, if you check out our Spotify, our song says, please give us some money. And
Yeah.
I feel like I did a good job describing it earlier, but that song was originally made with our original guitarist that we started the band with.
Yeah.
And when we made that, I mean, it was all made of us as a collab, so we did a very good job of obviously putting it together and producing it. But then eventually he went off and fulfilled his dreams and is now a botanist in Hawaii and is doing everything he can. So after that happened, he gave us full rights to do whatever we wanted with the music afterwards. And then we ran into Marco, and Marco's been doing a great job playing with us. And since then, we've just been really trying to perfect a lot of the new music that we have to offer and a lot of the production that we have going on, and obviously trying to play out shows. So as much as while we're doing that, it's kind of hard to also put in orientation of to put a video together. So there's a lot of work that needs to be put involved into that. But as of right now, the production for that song is already done. So eventually we will be able to take on a video for it and along with the rest of our music, but it just takes time.
Just let me have a cameo somewhere in there.
Oh,
for sure.
I don't give a fuck what it is. I just need to be doing something.
It'll happen.
You know what I'm saying? Playing, jumping around, doing something. I just need to be in.
Yeah, it'll happen.
You know what I mean? So let's get into you guys individually. Let's start with Hattie, man. How did you even come to the point to where you even wanted to do music?
So I've been playing music since I was a kid. I was in like orchestra when I was a kid, and I gradually got into this program called School of Rock over in Mokina.
Okay.
Just started really getting more into music, but I was mostly a singer over there. Started playing a little bit of bass at the end because I already had a little bit of music experience before that. And then I went off to college and it really died. And then I came back from college and my buddy Sam over here hit me up saying that he met some random drummer who it turned out to be this guy here. And
on his birthday.
And luckily we had a place that his father was a bass player as well. So
Dope.
It was just kind of like, hey, well, we have a bass here. Like, do you know a little bit of stuff? I'm like, oh, I could figure it out. And like, at first it was terrible. But like we've been playing together for so long where I started really digging into the bass and becoming a better bass player off of that.
4 years now.
So like, it's just been kind of like a working process, but like, honestly, one of the things was like the pandemic, you know, just sitting around, nothing better to do. I'm like,
Figuring shit out.
well, shit, like, I can sit around and play some video games all day and, you know, smoke some weed and just waste away. But like, might as well fucking learn a little bit of better stuff.
Either one sounds fun though.
I mean,
Either one sounds amazing.
They were both fun.
Why not do both?
I did a little bit of this and that.
We're just enjoying our life, man. You know, we only got so much of it.
That's our thing. Like, we like to have fun. Like, no matter what we do to have fun, like, we're gonna have fun doing it. Whether it's us just hanging out, like passing around a bowl and just like chilling and watching some TV, or when we're sitting around at a practice and we just come up and we're just like, damn, like, that was a great fucking practice.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's shit that always like keeps us going too, you know.
Chris, what about you?
Me personally, the only things that that's ever mattered to me were music and animals. So I used to work at Brookfield Zoo, and I also used to work for an exotic animal shelter in Lockport growing up. And that was a great experience. I had a lot of more experience than a lot of people in that field would actually have. So that was a cool time. But I've never been in a band before. I've played drums my entire life. My father got me into it growing up. Yeah. And he's, without a doubt, probably the best bass player I've ever known. His inspiration was Stu Hamm, and he's absolutely incredible. Man, with like a $10,000 Mesa Boogie kit in the garage. Like, and for a while it was just me and him. And eventually he started losing inspiration, and then I drifted off on my own and found my own style of music and started kind of, you know, taking that in as my own. But the animal side of things, I'm working on starting my own business still as well, but I've lived that life, and now I'm hoping to live this one as well. But music is another sense of a source of language for us. It's a sense of inspiration, and it's something that I'm truly, and I think all of us can agree, are extremely passionate about. And it's a way for us to give our freedom of speech, or just express our words to the rest of the community and how we feel as people. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mark, what's happening?
You know, it's kind of crazy, I guess, how I ended up in this situation. I have no immediate family members or anything like that are into music. I just one day I was like, you know what, I want to play the guitar. And, you know, my parents bought me, you know, some Toys R Us, you know, real Toys R Us?
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us. It's not a thing anymore.
It turned into a PRS.
Exactly.
Sorry for the franchise.
But, you know, one of those little cheap toy guitars. And I was taking lessons, and real quick they were just like, you guys got to upgrade this kid, you know what I mean? Get him some real gear. And, you know, so I've been playing in bands since I was probably 12, 13 years old, and failed many a times. And this is probably the most success I've had in just terms of, you know, a continuous band, a band that wants to put effort in like all the time, you know, not something that's like, oh, it's cool for a month or two, and then, you know, they kind of lose interest. So, you know, we do a lot. But yeah, it's just, you know, just kind of random for me. I kind of fell into it, you know, so it's been a wild ride.
You're giving me a lot of Beatles vibes right now. The cool chill,
like a George Harrison.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, I just want to jam.
The Ringo, you know what I mean? Give me with the hair and all that. You're giving me that. So it was destined for you, I feel.
Oh yeah.
That you were supposed to be here.
One of the best
I've
guitarists.
I've gotten
if
Beatles
not
before, the
best guitarist I've heard.
Stones. I've got everything, all those old musicians. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It's the hair, really. You know?
It's definitely.
I usually cut it, you know, for the summer, but I got lazy.
Oh man, Sam.
What's
Sam.
the word, man?
What's the word, man? Tell me, because I didn't even know. I didn't know. I did not know.
So,
First of all, I didn't know you can sing. When I saw the video,
I mean, I can I don't know. I'm getting there.
I said, "Holy shit!" That's what I said.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep working on it. I was never like a singer as a kid, so I'm still trying to like figure that out. But in terms of music, man, like my parents started they started me on piano lessons when I was like 5 years old, and they like kind of forced me to take piano lessons. So for up until I was like 16, I was just playing these like Beethoven and shit. Like it was just like all this like really classical stuff, and I just really didn't appreciate that I was being taught music.
Yeah.
And then at a point, I think it was right when I stopped taking piano lessons, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And like I just kind of realized the real world applications I could have with it, and then I kind of got into guitar and then, you know, recording here at Envion.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of my background. It all kind of changed when I found like rock and roll music because I wasn't really like big into music, but then I found rock. And then in terms of the band, man, me and Chris just literally met. It was like 15 minutes past midnight on my birthday one year. Yeah. And I just ran into him because he was the guy selling weed at a party.
Son of a bitch.
Some great podcast footage right there.
No, like literally.
You gotta tell a story. If
I mean,
you're gonna tell a story, you gotta tell it
real.
right.
I mean,
That means you're asking the right questions.
yeah.
Hey, you gotta tell it right. You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I got called up from a friend of ours, and he was like, "Yo, come smoke my friend out. It's his birthday." And I show up in his car outside my buddy's house. And I was like, yeah, why not? So me and him hung out. We smoked a bowl together, and he played. A lot of my friends at the time. I was in an older style of music, and a lot of people that I hung out with were not interested in the style of music I was at the time. So when I sat in his car and he played some tunes, I was like, yo, I haven't heard this shit in a long time. Like, I mean, do you play it all? And he's like, yeah, actually, I play guitar. And right after, literally after that, I think I hit him up the next week, and ever since then, we've played every day together.
Dude,
I mean, there was a moment we had to, we were looking, we didn't have anyone in the band, and me and him were looking for people on Craigslist. And that was the most ridiculous.
How did that work out?
Horrible.
Not good.
Horrible.
So for all the fans, do not look for bandmates.
No.
No,
It won't work out.
The connection.
It will not work out.
The connection and the vibe that we have as a group, I think, is what makes us get to where we are today. I mean, I truly feel that it is not something that like you can go out and work for. It's something that just happens.
It comes to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just like anything else in life. Like if you work too hard for something and you're begging for something to fall in your lap, sometimes the more you're able to let go and still like keep in control of your dreams, that will all happen for you. You just have to be patient, and that's just life.
Yes.
And I honor that, and we've been doing a great job since.
You know what I think is funny though is when it was just me and you, we were just like, yeah, let's start a band, man. We thought we were the shit. And like, we were looking back on it, I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, you listen back to some recordings from then compared to what we're doing now, I'm just like, damn.
Like,
man.
and especially when it was me and...
growth.
Oh, yeah.
My father was our biggest critic.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
the reason he's such an inspiration to me, because like this, he showed me everything. I taught everything. I'm self-taught myself, and it was all just based off of everything that he showed me. But he was in such a strict era of music to where...
That's the next question. Did you feel any pressure?
All the time, constantly.
Do any of you guys feel
all
pressure?
Of us.
No.
Like currently or like...
From the family, no.
From the
Yeah.
Not from the family, but even to create a great project. Do you feel any pressure after everything that you guys been through?
Oh,
with
yeah.
The story.
I'm my own harshest critic.
Yeah,
and
I feel like
for sure.
I feel like we've like recently in the past about 6 months like really came together and was just like, guys, like we're in our like mid-20s once in our fucking lives. Like we only got one opportunity to like really go for it. And if we don't really go for it, I don't want to be 35 sitting around with a fucking wife
playing
and kids,
bars
just being
and
like,
shit.
Damn,
man, I really wish I like gave it a fucking chance.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
You know, like,
Yeah.
So we're kind of just in this vibe where like we're gonna try and just put all our eggs in this basket real quick, and like if we're like a bunch of broke motherfuckers for a little bit, like whatever. But if we're on the road playing music, doing what we love, like that's the goal, and that can only increase from there on.
And don't get us wrong. Like I work a full-time job. I'm starting my own business, and I have a band on the side. So, I mean, we're super busy. We do our best to take care of ourselves. We are responsible people at the end of the day to do everything we can and want to do.
Yeah.
But realistically, I mean, we just have this vision. We have this dream and this passion to fulfill this music path that we have, and it's something that at one point we didn't think would be anything, and obviously here we are today talking to you about exactly our music, and who knows what is to tell. You know, we're just in it for the ride.
Man, when I say this is gonna be big, it's gonna be big because it caught me, and I'm not even the, to be honest, I'm not even the person that lives in this genre. You know what I mean? I don't live in this genre to where I even like it, but listening to you makes me say, okay, well, damn, where do they get their inspiration from? And then I tried to do my own research of like, damn, well, who do I think that they sound like? And I went to the Nirvanas, and I went to the 9 Inch Nails, and I did that, and I said, well, I feel the same feeling.
Exactly.
Listening to them, and they've been around for years.
Yes.
And getting the same feel as listening to you guys. You know what I mean? And I say, man, I know it's gonna be something. I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel it, and I'm somebody that's on the outside looking in.
I'd really like if it did. Yeah.
That'd
be really cool.
Yeah. People with the excitement you have are what keeps us going, you know? And we do all the work we can.
Me and Chris will go to these shows sometimes where it's these little camping things, and we'll just throw on a speaker with a bunch of our stuff, and we'll have some people just walking around in the campsite. Or
my parents give us shit. They're like, what are you doing?
Through and they'll just be like, hey, man, like, what band is this? I'm like, oh, this is a band called Eve Casino. I'm the singer, bass player, and this is my drummer here. And they're like, no shit, this is you guys? Like, I would totally come check this out. And we just exchange information. And that's like how we started to get like a little bit more of a following here and there.
It's actually funny whenever these guys go to these festivals, you know, every few weekends and stuff.
2 minutes.
And I'm sitting there. I got like this. I have all the analytics because I kind of do like the posting of like a lot of stuff, and so I got like the Spotify for artists. And whenever they go to like these festivals, I always see our numbers jump up for like a week.
Yeah,
that's called put it in.
Exactly. We do our best. I mean, there's
really
so many
funny.
connections we can make. There's
like
so many bands we can meet.
When some random person that we have no connection to hears our music, they could just tell us like, "Oh, this sounds like shit. Who is these guys? I don't want to see them again." But when they freak out and they're like, dude, this is actually really cool. Let me know what this is. Like, that's always the thing that makes me push going, because I know all we need to do is just keep putting our music out in front of people, and it's going to keep reacting that same way.
Well, from what I know, it always takes one yes.
Oh yeah.
Out of a hell of a lot of no's, it takes one yes.
Yes.
And that could change your life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then also what keeps me going with doing everything that I do is it's always somebody that hasn't seen you yet. And it's like a discovery thing. So with somebody discovering you, and even on my platform that I have, you never know what can happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know what can happen.
I am really curious to see, because I know like your fans are like, you know, it's a hip hop kind of like fan base. So I'm just curious, and I know like some of the guys that you've had on the show, you know, like.
Yeah.
Because I'm at Envion, you know, I kind of know some of these guys, so I'm just kind of curious to see what they think.
But this even helps me getting to know you guys on this type of level too, because it gives me range. You know what I mean? It gives me range, and even just like you guys' music, you guys have a lot of range. You know what I mean? A lot of range. Speaking of the group name, how collectively did that happen?
Man. So I watched See, every story I'll tell, it's like, so I was watching this movie, right? So I was watching a different movie, and it was it's a movie called Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage.
Gotcha.
And it's a really good movie. I think he won like Best Actor for it, but the whole movie is him basically picks up, and the movie just starts, and you don't know like what the fuck even happened to him, but this guy's just a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he ends up just quitting his job, and he takes all his savings and he goes to Las Vegas, and the whole movie is just him literally like drinking himself to death in Las Vegas. And I watched the movie, and it just like, it was such an impressionable movie to me that I was like, wow. And I sat around after that, and I think I was on the piano, and I was like kind of doodling around, and I made some song, and I called it Eve Casino. It was like a really country song, and I don't really play country music, so I ended up just saying like, all right, maybe it's a better band name than a song name, and then I brought it up to the guys because we'd been going under something else for the time.
Influence.
And,
it was
yeah,
originally going to be the Influence, and
we were the
I liked it,
Influence.
but everybody else was.
We got a lot. I don't know.
Everybody was like, eh.
A lot of our
Like,
close
all right.
friends were just
We're
like,
in the
dude,
garage
this is
and
not.
bullshitting. We were like, oh, we play a little poker, you know, might as well.
To you guys individually, though, would you call this a passion or a purpose, or your purpose?
A little bit of both at this point.
Yeah,
At
like-
this point,
When we gotten this far, it might as well be a purpose. We wouldn't be
me,
here if it wasn't,
I'd say it's a purpose.
for sure.
Got it carved in my chest, so.
How about you,
At this
Mark?
Put it on
You've
you.
been set a whole
Yeah,
ton.
He put it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So
It
that means you
hurts.
believe. That means you believe in it, though.
Yeah,
Because
it very much feels like my baby, and I care a lot about it, and I feel like I'm expressing a lot of me and the things that have made me.
just kind of like where
you know.
we're at with it. We're like we were saying earlier, like we're not trying to just do nothing with this and just kind of have the stuff that we're doing go to waste, because there's a lot of meaning behind our songs, especially Dead Man Walking, like you talked about. Like that was a time where I was just in a really deep rut in my life, and it was just literally what I felt. And a lot of my friends, especially I got a
We're all
lot of my
living it.
friends in California who they're not also into this type of music. They're mostly into like the hypey kind of Bay music kind of stuff, and a lot of those guys, they will hit me up saying, hey, listen to this song, like always saying that this is their favorite song, because it hits to a lot of homes,
Yes, it does.
because you know
Yes.
everyone every once in a while feels like a fucking dead man walking, you know.
I'll
But-
tell you what though, like Dead Man Walk, great song. I love it. Very proud of
Everybody's going to go listen to
Dude,
this. So your
I'm just saying,
your monthly
'cause that's
listeners are going to go
It's a
like
great
this.
song.
I'm telling you,
we
though,
keep
It's
plugging
not
this
one
song.
of our-
Right?
it's
Dead
a
Man
great
Walking
song,
though,
but
that's
it's not one
like
of our
fucking,
favorites.
that's yesterday though.
Yeah.
Cause like,
That is true.
We
we
got
have
so
an
much
album
more to
that
offer.
we're
Yeah.
almost
much more
done
to
with our
offer
fucking
beyond
album,
that.
man. And this shit that we've got between the four of us, this next album
Yeah,
is,
100%.
if you liked any of that shit from the first
Like,
CD, this shit is like all that.
Any special the name of the project, the name of
Here's
the
the
album?
thing.
Is it, do you gotta?
Bird
Can
Theory,
we
what do you
spill
wanna
the
call it?
beans on? You know what I'm saying?
We haven't talked exactly on a name. We've like kicked around a lot of ideas, but it's currently a collection of a few songs that we've created with our last guitarist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then
Keegan looks
finished
like
off
50 Buck
with
Billy,
the
so-
rest of it with our boy
Just
Marco
call it
here,
that.
who has literally transformed our sound. So I'm personally excited the most for these new songs that a lot of people haven't heard at all, unless they've been to a show and they've heard
It just
our stuff with Marco.
It just feels like it surpasses anything we were doing with that CD that's out currently. Like,
yeah, we even
I
got
feel like-
Tommy Chong to do a little.
yeah, Tommy Chong's on our album.
a little
like
thing
Cheech and
for
Chong, yeah, he's on it.
Also,
Like,
you guys already
legitimately.
making. Yeah. I just got on to the big time. man.
No,
So I just got put on
Yeah.
to the big
Yes,
time.
Marco.
So isn't it, y'all the stars? I'm just the person that's
No,
just doing the shit.
Nah, man. I mean, we're
We're
here.
all stars.
We're all here. Exactly. We're all here as a as a team.
Before I hit the ground, tell me about that.
That's a fun one.
It is.
So it was. I'm not gonna go into like the full story, but basically we had a friend who made a complete. I don't want to say ass of themselves,
Just
but they
a
made an
scene.
ass. They made a scene of themselves when we were at the bars in Wrigleyville. We were supposed to be going to a Chicago Cubs game.
Oh, we did.
Well, we went.
So did he at the
But
end.
he just had a hell of an afternoon, and it was like a 3 p.m. game, and he did not make it to it. And he made a scene, and then a couple weeks later, I don't know, I was playing with something on the guitar, and I was like, I don't have anything to write about, you know, I'm not mad at any girls or anything. So,
He got too high at a bar and fell outside the
Sluggers.
bathroom.
yeah, it
And
occurred.
he couldn't make it to the game. Then he ended up
So-
getting rushed to the hospital, and then he ended up getting in after.
So
He was
basically,
there for about maybe 2 hours, and somehow made it right before the game.
yeah, I came up with the song, and it was just supposed to be like a joke, and we all kind of played it one night on an acoustic guitar, and I just started saying the lyrics literally as a joke, and then they were all just like, that's a song, and I was like, really? Like, I'm
Like,
just
dude,
kind
that
of.
hits hard, actually.
And yeah, we ended up turning it into a song.
Didn't
and,
we have the riff before we made the?
Yeah,
riff,
I had the
right?
riff
We
before
had,
that.
I think we had it going, so that started a lot of the inspiration.
To me,
a lot of the
music
is
comes
made before.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we always come up with the riff.
Yeah.
Or the groove or
And
whatever.
The music comes after.
And then like, basically at practice, we'll start jamming something. Like Marco will like kind of have a riff, and we'll be like, oh, what is that? And we all kind of learn it, and we just kind of play around with
Yeah,
it.
that's like exactly how hotter hat.
The music's easy. We could play for days. We'll
And
just
then,
sit here and jam. But the lyrics is what makes things a little more difficult. We have to actually put in the effort to have a feeling behind that, because that's the only way that we have our inspiration is based off of our emotions, and it's based off of words of expression. So if you are able to have a sound behind that, you can eventually find that feeling that you have towards that sound. And that's what makes it a song, you know? I mean, there's times when, even with Dead Man Walking, when we made it, what'd you say before it turned into Dead Man? It was something else?
It was stupid. I don't even want to
He
fucking
said,
talk about it.
I don't remember this.
He said,
I remember it.
he said, bitch, I ain't even talking.
That is exactly what it was.
I don't know what it is, but
Chris, Haggy was literally trying to say, just please don't bring
But I
this
did.
up.
So-
and you just brought
And he
it
just
up.
threw it out there.
so the
This is
thing
camaraderie here.
The thing was I don't know what it is, but I tend to have this vision, like this image when we're playing music. I can almost hear the lyrics coming in behind
Actually,
the song
he is the one who put out Dead Man
without it actually happening. So at one point he was singing we were just mumbling lyrics after this this jam that we had, and then at one point I looked at him and I go, wait. For some reason, I heard Dead Man Walking, and we looked at each other and we go, wait a second.
Well, I can write something around
We
this.
can get behind that, and it turned into the whole ass
remember
song.
that,
Like,
As the great Jay-Z would say, he sees his lyrics as art. He puts a painting on a canvas.
Exactly.
So do you guys even, like, when you're going through your lyrics and things like that, and as you said, you gotta have a vision and it has to have a feeling to it.
Always have a
Does it
vision,
feel like
man.
art and you putting it on a canvas?
Yeah, like
Exactly.
a lot of, like how we were talking, how we'll start with a groove. Like, there's a decent amount of my lyrics where some of it's just like I'll just like kind of scat sing and just like randomly say some words, and then I'll listen to those recordings and kind of reassemble it, because I feel like sometimes the best way is just be in that moment and just like kind of like just spew whatever's in your mind in that moment in the song. And then what I'm saying is not good to go into an actual song, but if I edit it back and forth and just like pick and choose the bits and pieces that are really good, and that's
Kinda
where I can
chisel it
get like
down.
those really good lyrics. Like Blues Whip is like one of the ones where I actually really don't change like a lot. But, like I changed like a few things, because there's a couple lines in like when I was first singing it where it's like that not
doesn't work,
an actual
yeah.
song, you know, or like that doesn't work with the thing.
I think to me personally too, like in order for, at least like when it comes to like the songs that I might be singing on, if we have a show coming up and we're like, all right, like what songs do we kind of want to have in the pocket to bust out? You know, if we're working on anything new, I know personally, like I'll say, no, I don't want to play this because I don't have lyrics that I believe in yet, or I don't feel like I'm saying anything that's like worth a damn. Because like, I don't know, you could just make some poppy bullshit, or you could try to like feel the song. So I feel like they do reflect a piece of me, and it's very important.
I feel like I'm talking a lot, so I apologize. But to kind of piggyback,
That's what we're here for.
man.
I know. Well, I understand. I want Marco to eventually say a few things. Just
That
be
was the
quiet
next.
for a minute.
I was going
But
to Marco.
to piggyback on a few things, I feel that honestly, I've had several visions on a lot of our music that we have produced, and before we actually started editing a few things, I was really questioning whether or not we all had the same viewpoints on whether or not how the songs were going to sound. And I got to really give it to Sam. After he started editing some of our album and the stuff that's about to be released, before all of this comes out, when he was giving us the music that he
Like
was
the mixes
editing,
and stuff,
everything that
yeah.
he was finishing up on, when I started listening to it, I was like, this is exactly how I envision this. This is so now I know we are all on the same page. Like, it's definitely it's been a long time coming. It's
Everybody
taken
on
a
the
lot
right
of
track.
growth, but I think we're all on the same wavelength and the same path. And Sam is it takes one person to pay somebody to pay someone how you want them to sound, but it takes the actual person to take an effort to know exactly how to sound. So we get the right person to get the vision out of it. And he's done a great job to put all that together. So again, I can't
And
be
it
any more
costs less
grateful
money.
enough.
Keep the
costs
change in your
less
pocket.
money.
You just keep the change in your pocket. That's all.
That's the whole reason I got into this shit,
That's all.
dude.
But beyond that,
Can we take a 5 real quick?
Oh, go ahead. Take a quick break. Take a quick break. Take a quick break. Yeah. It's Gotti's World Show, man. This is Gotti. Hey, we just had a good jam session, man, with Eve Casino, man. But we got to get back to some of these questions. Marco.
Polo.
Hey. You know, you played the game.
Sorry.
You played the game. Gotcha.
I have to.
With
It's like
being a new member, do you feel anything that you feel like you have to prove, like, or you have to overexert yourself just because you know, kind of want to fit in, you want to make that good impression, or did you ever feel that way?
No, I only listen to this form. No, I'm just
Holy shit.
Anyways, but continue, Haggy. No, Haggy actually was really upfront about making me feel comfortable when I came in the band and just said, you know, be me, do what I want to do, which is great. Because I've definitely played in groups before where like, hey, don't play like you. And I'm like, well, then get somebody else to play, you know? So there was never really any like pressure or anything like that. I'll tell you what the hardest thing is though, is being the best member of the band.
He said it. He said it. He said it.
This is also why we
It's
don't let him
on
talk.
record. He said it.
No, I'm joking, but
I tried to pardon my French, but I couldn't after that comment. That was too much.
very, very comfortable. I get to kind of do my own thing. And the best part is I have no idea what I'm doing, and they have no idea. So it's been working out this far for me.
That's the secret. That must be the secret.
Be real for 5 minutes.
I am.
Jesus
No, I am
Christ.
being real. I am being real.
Stop being ridiculous. Come on. We made him feel welcome. He's part of the family.
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you any of you guys feel like you have maybe after the group or being in some type of, after you guys have your success, going solo in some type of way?
This is all we see. Or tunnel vision.
I mean, I'm actually going so no.
He's got a
breaking
show him the tattoo.
Breaking
show him
news.
the tattoo.
Like I think each
What am
one
I
of
supposed
us
to do?
will-
Take my
will-
shirt off? No, I'm not taking.
I'm
my
not
shirt
trying to
off.
split up the group.
No, yeah, like we're
I'm
all,
just saying, do you guys have a desire?
we're all individual
This
musicians and like
Feels like I am solo, but apart with my best friends
Yeah,
in a way.
this is home
I
based.
couldn't do it
Like,
without
man.
my
no matter what we
friends.
do, like we may have like if say we start touring and stuff like that, like when we're not touring, like I could see each one of us like just hooking up with some people and just like doing a little
Life
other
happens.
thing.
We get it.
But like this is what we all go back to. Like this
We
is the
wouldn't
main
be
drive.
anywhere else
Yeah, this is
without
the home
Eve
base.
Casino. So Eve Casino
Like-
started everything. This is my first band. I think we can speak for at least me and Haggy. I mean, he was in Star of Rock for a while, but an actual
School of Rock?
Starved Rock.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, anyways. School of
He was just
regardless.
abandoned and starved rock for a long
Yeah,
time.
like 2 years, dude.
No, yeah,
That's how
I
we
was
got
in-
the
I was in other
beard, man.
bands.
That's
Yeah,
just left him there.
Regardless, me and him are probably the first actual just
Too good.
people who be in our first band with. I mean, they've been in some together on their own, but it's a connection that we have beyond that you can find anywhere else. I mean, it's definitely brought us together as a whole, so I can definitely agree to that.
What does success look like to you guys?
I could put gas in my car.
Yeah,
Just make a little money off of
we
it.
weren't even trying to make anything. I mean, all the money we made, we put right into the band fund. I mean, it was something to help increase our abilities to get where we are today.
That is a tough question, but like success.
I mean, like, you're
Yeah.
talking
What would that
like
look
super
like?
end goal, like,
and
you
that's
know.
something that we
Overall
try to
success to
I
where
mean,
you
me
feel
personally-
where
forget
you
about
you
We
feel
try to
like you
forget
guys
about it.
made it.
I mean, me personally, this isn't like I would never push the band to go and do this specifically, but like, come on, like, I want a fucking platinum plaque like the Juice World,
Yeah,
you know, come on, like.
like,
I think success like that.
like, for me,
everyone,
like,
everyone would love
we're
that.
not looking
like,
for money.
I'm personally like
Good to have
I'm with Sam on
It's
that for
always
sure.
is.
But also like I'm a
That
big
always
like
comes.
live show guy. Like we're like I don't know like where I will say that we made it and like we can actually live comfortably on life. Like we're selling out like 2,000 something seat venues.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously ideally we're talking about like we would love to be
Dude, yeah,
opening
someone
for some place at like Wrigley
and
and
that's-
doing like a stadium tour, or, like doing that on our own. That's some end goal stuff. Like ideally, like I would just love to be able to be on the road, living extra comfortably from playing music and doing what we love. Not only that, of meeting people who our music means just as much to them as it does to us. Because that's the shit that I live for in some of the bands that I see.
I could be poor and still look up to.
That's one of the things that is one of my goals as a musician, where there's random people who I don't know who come up and just say, like, hey man, that fucking album like really fucking got me through a rough patch. And
yeah, honestly,
like, like that fucking, like for me to be able to just like save one soul, like that means my life. But for that to happen to 100 fucking people, like
let me throw that on the dock.
Yeah. Like I mean that I'll feel like a fucking legend because of that.
Yeah.
Whether fucking I die and my fucking name disappears, like I will just feel so much better because I fucking helped that many
Exactly.
people.
And music is another form of language, man. And it's, at the end of the day, like, yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to be famous and massive and have all this money and do all these things. But at the end of the day, like we're trying to promote a message, and we are living our passion, and we're doing our best to express ourselves in that way. And I think it's something that everybody can understand and get behind, because I know when I was listening to music, even a lot of the bands I listen to today still aren't that big, but there is a message that they had to pass to eventually, that I listened to and caught my attention, and in a sense changed my life and made me look at life slightly differently. So it's something that we are trying to have that message on other people as well. And if I can allow, like, it changed my life for the better, and if we can be able to do the same for everybody else, we might as well.
To flip the question,
my apologies.
Of the success, to flip the question, when you guys do have success, are you all humble enough to be grounded when it comes?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell.
You don't
Screw
feel
this guy. You can hear it in our voice.
I feel like
You can hear it in our voice. We're all
like
nervous and
strippers
going
and
through.
cocaine. That's all of it is going on.
I feel like it's kind of like the conversation we had before.
I don't care about anything else.
You can hear it in the interview. You
About
can
how,
hear
like-
it how we're trying to describe who we are. I mean, it's something that we care about, you know?
Well, you already got the chest hairs out, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and
that
everything like
Parmesan,
that.
you know,
so
that's
it's
fine.
you know, it's
You got to look the part.
But like we were
Sometimes you gotta
talking about
fake it to
earlier,
make it,
rock
baby.
star.
You gotta
all
fake.
in.
I'm not the best drummer, but I gotta look like the best drummer. Oh well,
Like
yeah,
we're
I
each
want people to
25%
recognize that.
of this
That's how they're gonna
project.
be a famous.
We fail without
But
each one of us.
anybody
We'll
can
have
do
some
it.
practices here and
Anybody
there where
can
like
do it.
one person can't be there. And you
Anybody
can
can
hear
do
that
it.
missing.
We just can't.
I gotta catch this. Go ahead.
He's right.
But
I have a very big
like
chest.
we'll
That's why
we'll
the
have,
chest is.
we'll have some practices here where one of us won't be there, and it'll sound good without that person there, but you can just hear that missing part and know like, oh, like that's the part that makes this Eve Casino. Otherwise, it's like three
these three
jackasses in a
guys, yeah.
basement
Exactly.
trying to play our songs. It's almost like it
Well,
almost sounds like a cover
It's
set.
the work
even though
that
like
we
it's
put
all
in
of
that
us
makes
like
it different.
It's always work.
I think
Always
too,
work,
like,
baby.
I don't know, like, to me, success is like, you know, I remember when I was like younger, like teenager, and I think we all went through this to an extent. Like, you're kind of going through the teenager shit, you know, the hormones, the does she love me, like all that, and and I remember I just found such a friend in music, and I found like solace in music, and it just connected me in a way that even my friends at the time, you know, it's not to say they weren't friends, but it was just the music spoke to me more than any human could. And I think at a point I personally felt like I would love to give this back to some degree to, you know, these artists connected to me. And I'm not saying as a kid I would have like offed myself or anything, but it like got me through. And if I could just in some way help future people, you know, get through it and, you know,
Personally,
find some
that
bright
goes beyond
moments,
the
I
money.
think that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
I think
music's definitely saved my
beyond the
life.
cash, because cash will always be there, money will always be there, But what you have to say, that's something special. That is
Music
something.
lives forever.
That's forever.
It's gonna
And
outlive
half the
you.
time, you don't get that cash till you're already dead. So
What's the line from the Sam? It's like heroes never die,
Yeah.
but legends last forever. Or like
Exactly.
it's something like backwards from that.
But we definitely expect more out of our efforts. You know, just obviously not cash, but just passion.
I think it's a lot about
Take it.
like also
Take it.
you can't like sit there and like try to be something. Like just like
Be you.
do you,
are
throw it
who
at the
you
wall.
Yeah.
See
You are
see
who
what
So many
happens.
people
you
try
know?
to be somebody else, and
You are who you are, and accelerate with that.
exactly.
That's how I take it. Last question that I do have for you guys. Do you really love it? Because when things really come, and hard times may come, little things happen in life, shit happens. How you know you really love it is if you keep doing it for nothing. So I ask you guys, do you really love it?
100%.
Without a
We've
doubt.
actually talked about this a couple times at like when we practice, because we're usually at like a once a week, if not more, kind of thing when it comes to our practicing, and that's usually like the whole night. You know, we're doing that for like 3 or 4 hours, and we've all kind of told each other, and we've all kind of told each other that you know, it's like every, you know, I think recently it's been Tuesdays that we were doing. You know, to all of us, it's like no matter what's going on at work or whatever, because we all have other jobs. It's not like we're like raking in millions on this shit, but we all feel like on Tuesdays, it's like, yeah, we're being creative and we're working towards something, but it is like therapy, you know, in a way. It's just like that one night a week where it's just like, all right, let's just show up and just make some fucking noise, plug our guitars in, you know, just like be creative and like just vibe off each other. Like there's the expectation of like, yes, let's like kind of make some things, but there's not even like a pressure to, you know, it's not like we're trying to be something. It's just like, you know, let's show up at practice, see what happens,
See what
make a
comes
song out of it.
Let's
you
just
know?
do it.
Regardless
Yeah.
of where we go, at the end of the day, Eve Casino will always be the start of everything. I mean, it's what got us where we are today, you know? None of us are in any other bands, and we're pretty dedicated to what we're doing, and it's a family-oriented thing, and we're pretty passionate about it. It's something that keeps us together, you know?
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's it, man. Enough said. Enough said, people. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get to this jam session. I wanna hear them. I know y'all wanna hear them, and when y'all see it, and when y'all really listening to the lyrics and the drums and the guitar, y'all gonna get the same feeling I got, but it's just gonna be live. And y'all get to see the guys. Y'all get to see these guys. And ladies, I think they single. I don't know. Single.
Single as fuck.
Are we? Wait, we're actually all single. Holy shit!
It's like the first
I remember there was a point
Nothing
when,
but
holy
trouble.
shit.
Nothing but trouble.
There was a point when we all had
this is what I
girlfriends.
see.
So it's-
a whole bunch of guys
talk about
on the
that,
road
Sam.
having
Into
fun, getting into shit. Getting into shit.
We like to have
You're doing enough
fun.
shit.
As you can see, we are all having fun, man. And like I said, man, I appreciate you guys.
Peace, love, happiness.
Can't wait till I see the whole everything blow up. Like I said, you already know as far as with the video, I will trash you guys if I'm not in the video, if I don't make my cameo.
Oh, we got
so
you.
you guys know that.
You're top of the list.
Top of the
Putting
list.
you on,
That's
I'm
what it
putting
is.
you on the
Top of the
bass
list,
drum.
In fact,
We're
you're
gonna-
now
we're gonna
starring
get
in the
that
video.
in.
No.
Started the video. Put my name in the just
We're gonna get your face on my bass drum, so every time we play out, it'll be there anyways.
wait till I get a haircut.
Oh well,
Wait
you
till,
gotta
wait till I
let
get a
me
little
know.
haircut. Looking kind
Photo
of
you got.
shabby.
He knows the guy.
I gotta.
He knows the guy. I don't. He knows the guy. He
You
got
can
this
see-
done for me.
That's it, man. Eve Casino. Y'all see it?
Great.
Remember
graphic
it.
design
Love
work.
it. Take it
See
in.
it and believe it.
That's what it is, man. Hey, I'm
gave
Gotti.
it to you.
This is Gotti's World Show Stamp Certified
Out of this for
Edition.
me.
Certified Edition. And you guys have been stamped and certified, man.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
E Casino, let's go ahead and get to the jam session, man. I'm Gotti. This is the guys, Haggy, Chris, Marco, and Big Sam. E Casino.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all check in.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
shoes on my feet. Gotta find a reason things went wrong. Gotta find a reason why my money is all gone. I got a Dalmatian, I can still get high. Martin can play the guitar like a motherfucking riot. Life is too short to love the one you got, 'cause you might give another one, you might get shot.
Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Tune in, don't just come across. We do it all, y'all just for the talk. Might lose your mind when you hear these topics, no cap, think about it. Who you know going this hard, all real, always think about it. Best interview, so is this. We don't do all this, that entrepreneurship. Coming links on the viewership. Education, relationships, businesses, view the clips. This the Midwest takeover. Going overtime to invent on focus. Bringing guests in from all over. Whole lot of game, we don't need a closer. Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world. We some mob bosses. Turn them L's to lessons, we don't do the losses. Dedication daily, ain't no other options. Booking up these slots on every show we plotting. Pull up a chair, make sure you watching. Subscribe, get them notifications popping. Pull up all the champagne, we gon' get it poppin'.